Hello and welcome back to this episode of The Ignited. We're so happy to see you. I didn't mess that English up at all. We have no announcements, but with that out of the way, I have nothing further, so let's go ahead and jump to the people that you actually are here to see, our players.
Hi, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on TikTok, Blue Sky, and Twitch, where I am back to streaming. You've probably seen me play a couple vampires on this channel, but today I'll be playing yet another one, Amelia Voldaren, Vampire Warlock.
Hello everybody, I am David Gagnon, and you can find me on social media at DGtheNomad, mainly just Blue Sky, really. Nobody ever sends me anything, so, but I'm there. Today I'm going to be playing Cal, and I'm excited to get into it.
Good evening, I'm Dawn. I am playing Nadidah. I can be found on social media at Cosmic Bitch, that is with a Y and not an I. Let's see if I make it without being tasted this game.
Hello everybody, hi, it's me, Avery, at Averydaboi on the social media platforms. I am the partnerships manager right here in the Rolling Nomads. So if you like what you see and you'd like to work with us in any kind of fashion, whether that's from a casting or a game development standpoint, please feel free to send us an email, which will be up on our website / Linktree, whatever we got going on. And send me an email because I'd love to get to know you and talk to you. However, I'm not going to do that right now because right now I am going to become the mole.
Indeed, indeed. There will be time for partnerships and business later, but for now, there is only mole. And with that, we begin each session like we always do with a recap. Amelia, if you would kindly.
Yeah. Well, on our last little adventure, or day of adventure, after tending to the dead of the village, we saw a young man standing over Tyvar Kell who was dying. And this young man had a scythe, looking as though he was death himself. Come to find out, he was death, the god of the dead, Egon. Nadidah healed Tyvar, though she seemed to take on a wound and expel it from her body. This was incredibly fascinating to me. The mole challenged Egon to a battle of wits and riddles, naturally besting him with, I believe, a letter? When Tyvar awoke, he told us that he was felled by an old enemy named Kenseyu and wouldn't speak much else on that. But after speaking with both Tyvar and Egon, the mole sought out my counsel gaining new power, and after I told him to essentially wait until the time was right, he just popped a bead of sap from the world tree into his mouth. So, and they say I'm impulsive. Tyvar told us we need to go to Axgard, and upon hearing that, the mole spoke of beasts he saw after eating the bead of sap. And he also saw someone who perfectly matched the description of Sorin Markov. This enraged Tyvar, who was about to meet Sorin where he was traveling to some sacred place for his people. But we managed to pin him down for a discussion on what we should do, eventually deciding, against my better judgment, to pursue Sorin while asking Tyvar to warn Axgard of these beasts that were upon them.
Indeed, perfectly said. And this is where we join our heroes now, beginning their travels. It is the same day as you guys have made your way away from Tyvar, parting ways, and traveling together, now alone, without a mentor, without a guide. You've been given a description of where to head, you've been given the pathway, as it were, and now you're on your own. As you set out on your journey, I would like a volunteer to make a roll. Cal, you kindly roll me 2d10, please. AKA a D100.
D10 coming right up. 84.
84. As you travel, winter has not yet faded from this place. There it begins snow. It's not terribly aggressive or anything like that, but it does begin to drizzle down. Doesn't obscure vision just yet. but this is something to take into account as you are all traveling. And as you're all traveling, there's been some high emotions, there's been some discussion, there's been a number of things that have occurred before you set out on your travels. So the first, imagine like maybe the first 30 minutes to an hour are fairly quiet. As this time frame fades and the snow begins to fall, are there any conversations or discussions that you would like to have between the four of you? I should also dictate apologies. As you begin to travel, I need a wisdom save from everyone as your companion Oberon begins to fade.
4.
7.
22.
20.
And after an hour, your companion Oberon begins to fade, and it is only Nadidah and the mole that retain the memories of this companion. For the rest of you, it's always been you four. The scene is yours. As he begins to fade and fades from two of your minds, I turn it over to all of you.
Do you think he'll be back this time?
They seem to always come back. I just wish we could figure out where they go.
I think that is our destiny in all of this. To go to the place where they go when they fade away.
I'd like to remember if I'm disappearing, though.
This raises an interesting question, Nadidah. None of you have really pondered if you can remember where you were when you fade. None of you have deigned to ask. None of you have had a chance to really reflect on it. And as this is spoken, Cal, Amelia, you can decide whether or not you hear this discussion. Leave it all to you. But for Nadidah and the mole, at least, I offer the two of you a very clear choice. Would you like to try? Would you like to try to remember where you go when you fade?
I don't think the mole has faded quite yet.
I don't believe so either, actually. Nadidah, I don't believe you faded either. Then there is no question for the two of you.
I have faded, though.
Yeah,
And that is an interesting question.
Do you think we can find the time for me to do some fishing?
Sure we can if we find a fish source somewhere with fish.
It is called a river.
Well, I know, but
Language is hard. I understand.
it really is. Where? I don't even know where we are at this point. Just gonna kind of
We
look
are
around to see what's
in-
around.
We are in Bretagard.
What you see before you is you guys are coming down off of the mountains. So what you see before you is snow leading into forest. You can see plains off in the distance. You guys are coming down from the higher points. So you can see the scape of Kaldheim, or at least the scape of Bretagard before you. Plains, forest, snow. It's not a clear path to your destination. But at the very least, it's not obscured. At least not in this moment.
So, sorry, I'm thinking on this here. That question of where we go. How? I guess. How would I go about pondering on this more?
Well, firstly, I would like to get, because this is not the first time this has happened. You've I believe Cal and Oberon. Amelia, I think you may have faded once. Yes. 3 of you have faded before and have sort of phased out. And experienced. All of you have experienced someone phasing out at this point. So I'll say this. It's not, though you don't remember Oberon, it's not terribly, I don't think that it's within, it's within reason that you would understand and maybe trust your 2 companions that they remember a companion that you don't. This is not normal, but it's happened. You have evidence to support this.
There's little that is normal nowadays.
As far as pondering perhaps where you go when you phase, I would like, let's call this, curious how you would go about this. How would you like to go about it? There's a couple ways you can ponder on this. You can ponder upon the arcane nature of your phasing. You can ponder about the natural effects of it and what that means for the world around you if you don't exist. There are a couple ways you can go about this. You can go by the pure perception of, do you remember your surroundings? Or you can go by intelligence, by trying to rack together information.
Well, I think memory is definitely going to be one of the things that I would be going off there, trying to recall my own experiences, but yeah, I'm not. I mean, intelligence makes sense. I'm not sure if there's something from pulling on not just my memories of fading, but as you said, this has happened multiple times. I think I remembered one of them, and the other ones I didn't, because the dice don't like me for these rolls.
Indeed. So, in that regard, I would like you to make me an intelligence check, raw intelligence, and then I want you to add in your perception modifier.
Copy that. All right. So for the intelligence, I've got a +0 to that roll, and then a +4 for the. You said perception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So intelligence coming right up. I got a 3 on that. Adding the 4 gives me a grand total of 7.
Unfortunately, Cal, there's no memories. As far as you're concerned, that time didn't exist. You were always here. You remember being here. The times that you've missed out on are simple gaps. It's nothing terribly strange to have forgotten experiences. But the last time you phased, I believe, is when you met the Tuscari.
I believe so. Yeah.
It's just something
That
you don't
sounds about
remember.
right.
It's just something you don't remember, and that part is strange. It's a key event. They hosted you. You remember staying, you remember training, you remember eating, but you don't remember meeting the clan. You don't remember meeting the warriors, which is strange. That part is strange. It should be an important memory, and it shouldn't be gone, especially not this soon. But it is. And what replaces it is nothing. It's just a gap.
Almost as if I were asleep during it.
Indeed.
Strange.
Is the mole on Nadidah's shoulder while we're walking? Okay, cool.
I think while they were talking, I don't think Amelia's not here right now. She's spiraling about where they're journeying to and reliving the memories of right before she planeswalked. She's got her jaw clenched without realizing it, and she's just marching on.
Understood. Do you think you're trying to hide the fact that you're maybe spiraling?
If someone were to speak to her, she would definitely mask on, but I don't think she's not even worried about that right now. Or realized she's not worried about that right now, if that makes sense.
I see. The scene is still all of yours. If there's anything you'd like to discuss, if not, we can move forward. But for now, the time is yours, all of you.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to Mole. Do you think that maybe when we disappear, because I'm not sure if I've disappeared yet, do you think that's part of planeswalking or is it something different? And if they're disappearing, how come could we follow them? Because Tyvar said if we knew someone, we could follow their essence, basically.
Let me see if I can figure it out. And I would like to use my detect portal ability from being a Horizon Walker. So the way that I could feel where the other Kenseu planeswalked.
Where he left that residue behind.
I want to see if I can feel that same thing with detect portal from Oberyn.
Of course. You focus in. You sniff the air. You use newfound sight. There's no presence. There's no mark. There's no arcane residue that is left behind. He simply is gone. There's nothing to follow. He never existed. The memories you have are all that is left. Even the footprints that he left behind are gone.
It is like existence forgot him. Like when the mole struggles for a word. And when he reappears, the existence remembers Oberyn. There is no trail to track, or I would track it for Nadidah.
Very strange. Just go somewhere and stop existing and then come back?
It reminds me of what Tyvar was telling us about the place where Gideon met his fate, the place between places. That it was hard to get to, and once one was there, one often forgets their way back to certain similarities. The mole cannot help but notice.
I don't believe that Gideon's gone.
I don't either. I know that I can bring him back. I feel it in my little mole bones.
I think we're gonna find him. We have to find him.
Of course we will. We are the mole and Nadidah. And Amelia and Cal. We are the greatest troop of planeswalkers that has ever lived. Of course we will find him.
Yes.
Why did you eat the tree? Sap?
It felt like the right thing to do. If I grow in power, I can protect people. I can save him.
Yeah, but what if you turn into the knot rat or the knot bird? Then what?
I do not believe that power changes people. Gideon used to say, power just shows you what was underneath all along. The mole knows the mole's heart, and it is the heart of a hero. The mole knows all of your hearts. We will all be heroes. In our own ways. Cal must return home to become the hero he needs to be in his heart, because Cal finds meaning in being a father. That is where Cal feels like a hero. You find your heroic spirit when you are pushing your boundaries, when you are expounding on your feelings, when you allow yourself to exist, Nadidah. And Amelia is a hero of keeping secrets, a hero of cunning and guile. And it is only to be determined whether that guile will be used to save people or to end a threat before it becomes a problem.
You seemed really upset at the mention of this Sorin person. Did you notice?
No, just kind of swivel on Nadidah's shoulder. Who is Sorin Markov to Amelia?
Amelia will, since she first heard her name, she's kind of been more ejected. But hearing that, she'll tense and say, well, I don't know him personally. He's from Innistrad. Nobody really talks to him. He doesn't really talk to anybody. But he was... Her face gets a little twisted. There's a lot that can be said that she just... It's like pulling teeth.
Go on.
He's my betrothed.
Ah,
What does that word mean?
it means
She's
they're going
supposed
to
to
be
marry
married.
him.
What is marry? That is the thing you make when you left.
No, husband and wife in this case.
You keep saying words, and the mole does not know what any of them mean.
It's her mate.
Mate,
partner.
yes.
Chosen Amelia or forced, or you didn't choose that, did you?
No.
But your association with him gives you a distinct advantage, does it not? You said people fear him.
Yeah, he doesn't know I exist. Or maybe he's heard of me.
Well, now we can meet him and he can know that you exist.
What
Perhaps,
if he tries to
maybe.
take her back?
Then the mole will convince him that there is a more equitable solution.
What
Wait,
if she
so
wants to go back?
I don't.
Do you-
I just options?
No, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I don't. Wait, you're betrothed, but he doesn't know.
I
That
should correct myself. He knows who I am. At least I was told he does. And, but I don't know if he knows about this arrangement.
Does that mean Sorin's a planeswalker?
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
I've only heard stories, and he was there at a wedding, and the wedding was it was crashed, and he was not on our side.
And a wedding is where betrothed people become mates.
Yes, officially.
Formal
It's
ceremony.
like a party, usually.
Ah, like the festival for Xenagos.
I don't know what that is.
Smaller scale. Well,
Possibly.
maybe this one would have been festival sized, actually.
Xenagos is the god of revels from where I am from.
I see.
Oh. Then
Basically, you stand in
Yeah,
front of
but-
someone official, say a bunch of words, and it's supposed to be forever.
Demol finds this to be a very silly thing. Forever for vampires could be a very long time.
Mm. It's great when it's forced on you, too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I am thankful that moles only live for 7 to 9 cycles of the seasons.
You're also very lucky that you don't have people that try to force you to do things that you don't want to do because it's what humans should do.
Wait. Why do vampires need mates? Can you
I think that's more of a political thing, if I'm not mistaken.
You got it.
Cal, we are going to have to go over how large the mole's vocabulary is.
You know, okay, do you know people in charge of the state? You know of that?
Yes.
Well, in my society, people in power who are in charge of their domains, their states, marry in order to combine to prevent war. I don't know in this case why. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't given the luxury of being told why. Or
Is
maybe
your
I
house
left before I could.
particularly powerful?
You know, I built my house to be quite powerful, I think.
Then perhaps you are a great match for this Sorin Markov.
I don't know about that.
Have
I
you
don't know
met?
him.
You have not even met.
I would like everyone to give me an insight roll, please. Not
Give
you,
me?
Nadidah.
Wait,
Not Nadidah.
Mm.
Amelia, Cal, and the mole, please.
7.
That's the number today, 7.
Getting all my bad rolls out early.
Yeah. 16.
16, 10, and what was it, Cal?
7.
16. With a 16, Amelia, you can't help but notice there's this distinct sort of dirty look. A sort of, not grimace, but a sort of maybe half eye roll, maybe sort of disdain that flashes across Nadidah's face when it comes to the topic of arranged marriage. And the mole, despite not really grasping the situation, but the idea of that he put forward of perhaps you are a great match, there was a flash of sort of eye roll, some sort of disgust. Please continue.
I think clocking that, Amelia will say, I don't know about that. I don't even know him. And then kind of look to Nadidah with a knowing look, something that says, I see you. And nods, but doesn't want to say anything that Nadidah doesn't want to talk about, but she knows why she seems this way. She could tell.
Please continue.
No, I don't know him, and frankly, I never planned to know him after what happened at the wedding.
What did he do to you?
The wedding was between the matriarch of my house, let's call it a clan.
Your family.
Olivia, my family. Better word. And Olivia. And she was to marry Edgar Markov, Sorin's grandfather. And it was this grand, opulent event. Everyone who was anyone was there. And it was attacked by these, I guess now in hindsight, they were probably planeswalkers. And Sorin didn't take up the sword to defend his family or his people. He raised it against us. And he almost killed my best friend, which I'm still very bitter about.
I have a question.
Mm.
Vampire society through the multiverse, are names like Markov and all of these names she's saying something that would travel?
Unfortunately, no. You have a out of character with what we've discussed and what you know about the plane and the heroes that saved Zendikar on multiple occasions, the different heroes that have saved it. Sorin unfortunately has faded into obscurity. Sorin was one of the original planeswalkers that sealed away the Eldrazi, but that was far, far, far before your time. And he would have faded. You wouldn't know Sorin. And as far as vampire society goes, the names, very, very different. You know the Draneth, you know the tribes and clans of Zendikar and what they represent. It's a very different society. They are in many ways more noble, in a lot of ways less. They are proud people, but not as politically savvy, not as scheming as the ones on Innistrad, it sounds like.
Thank you.
So, now that we've gotten all that out, yeah, I don't want to go, but here we are.
But you don't. If you don't want to meet him, and don't, I'm sure that the three of us could handle this. I mean, You don't have to see him if you don't want to, Amelia.
You know, I'm a lot of things. But I'm not a coward. And I know I need to do things I don't want to do.
I don't think it makes you a coward because you don't want to see a man that's being forced on you in a situation that sounds like you don't want to be in. And if he is, as you say, I'm fairly certain that we will fight him if you don't want to go back.
The mole has a question, but the mole will wait.
The way I see it, if what's been told to me is true, that he does know who I am in some capacity, then that may prevent a fight. I've lived a comparatively short but a long life of diplomacy, let's call it.
Still doesn't change that you're being forced into a situation because someone else wants it that way. And I, for one, I'm not going to stand by and want you to be forced into something. It's not the time for that. Now is the time for you. You have the right to make that choice.
I think she searches for some words, but nothing really comes, because what comes to mind is, well, I have always chosen my path. My decision, my consequences have always been at the hands of my own decisions until that very night. And there's doubt, as if, what if I was a pawn the whole time? And this could be the first time that I am free from all of that. So instead, she nods. Well, call me, shallow, but maybe I also want to see the fireworks. See what comes of it. I'm not going back, though. That's for damn sure. Not until I want to. What did you want to ask, Mole?
Well, now my question comes in two parts. Is Sorin Markov also being forced into this?
That's the thing. I kind of planeswalked before I could get more information. I was a little emotional.
So the only way to know if he is also being forced into it is to meet him and talk?
Yeah.
Now comes the second question. Do you feel better? You lifted the bones of the dead thing that was weighing you down and threw them off. You are powerful, Amelia Voldaren.
Yeah, I guess I feel a little better.
You should dance. That is what my people do when they feel better.
I just kind of look around. I don't know that this is like right now.
What better place is there? Look at the snow, it is beautiful. And there are trees, and below there is a valley. There is no place but here, and no time but now ever.
I've never seen a mole dance, but I can't really disagree with him.
I typically dance to music.
Nadita's gonna start humming.
Here, you will dance with the mole. And the mole will hop off of Nadita's shoulder into the snow and waddle his way up to Amelia. Pick me up.
And she will, with a smile.
Just in beat with Nadidah's humming. I'm just gonna kind of
And
You clap along.
while they are dancing just and saying it just loud enough for Amelia to hear him, the mole will say to her, I don't know what part of my heart that this comes from, but the mole feels the need to say that one day Amelia Voldaren will stand on the shoulders of those who tried to force her to bend her knees. And I will see you to that place.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
The mole knows this.
And she'll kind of bring him to her cheek as for a nuzzle, and then dance.
And the two of you dance. And the snow falls, covering the tracks. And you move through this world. You move through this place, this foreign place that is becoming very familiar. Bretagard is not home. But the people you're with, it's starting to feel like it. And you move. You travel, you talk. You come to a place as the sun begins to fall, suitable for camp. And there's a pull, you think. Mole. Cal. This is the perfect place. You'll be safe here. You're not sure how you know. You experience this separately. It's not a connection you two share. Both of you, though, realize that this is it. This is where you'll be safe for the night. It is a beautiful, scenic place. It looks like there are ruins of a wall or some sort of fortress overlooking a lake that plays with the light of the setting sun, covered in snow. But you'll be able to make camp here using the old ruins. You'll be able to fish. You'll be able to rest. Now, none of you planeswalked with gear, ready to camp, ready to survive in the wilderness, but you did just leave the Tuscary. And you did just leave Tyvar. So I'll grant you the benefit of the doubt in saying that you have certain things now to make yourselves comfortable. And before we continue, when we go into your long rest in your evening, I want to ask each of you, beginning with whoever is ready, describe what you do in preparation for camp, for getting ready to rough it in the wilderness. Whoever would like to start.
Well, one thing I would have done, so I'm a little more acclimated to the cold than the others might be. So one thing they're probably going to need is some warmth. So I want to take some time to make sure that there's enough supplies to make a fire. And actually, I think, I could be wrong, but I may have something that would help with that. I do. Huh. I have Druidcraft. I think that's a planeswalker thing for me, if I remember correctly.
Did you choose Druidcraft?
I did
think you
choose
may have.
Druidcraft.
Then a fire is simple
yeah.
enough.
Cool.
So Cal, you start a fire. You begin setting up the comfort portion of this camp. It's easy. It's easy enough to do. Gathering wood. Simple. Who would like to go next?
I think Amelia. It starts out kind of like how it did with when everyone was tending to the dead. She's kind of standing there, not knowing, but in this case, rather than not caring, she just doesn't really know what to do. But after about a couple minutes, she just kind of like takes her bedroll, lays it out. Like, okay, that's not that hard. And then takes everyone else's bedrolls and lays them out around the fire. And like makes sure they're fluffed. And she's like, well, it's not an opulent bed, but it'll do for now.
Indeed. I must ask Amelia, no covering, no tent, no, this is not outside of... There it is, yep. I was going to say, this is not an uncommon thing. This would not be out of the ordinary for you, as you don't really rough it in the woods. But you lay out these
I
bedrolls.
sleep on a feathered mattress.
you lay out the bedrolls, and I think, Nadidah, I think that you are more inclined to adventure and more inclined to roughing in the woods. So you see this. It's a good effort. It's sweet. It's almost cute. How do you react? What would you like to do in this moment?
Having spent time exploring and being in the wild, Nadidah's gonna go try to find super close to water so that Mole can fish, but she's also gonna see what she can find along the lines of fish or possibly tracking something, rabbit, nothing really large, but large enough to help them get through the night and get some food in their system so that they can keep going tomorrow. She can create water, so she's not worried about the water aspect of their traveling, but she's gonna forage around to see what kind of food she can bring back for everybody.
Understood.
And she does think that Amelia making bedrolls is very cute. She's also going to make sure that Amelia is covered with her blanket bedroll when the time comes so she doesn't get cold. She's not used to this.
Understood. I would like a roll from you. Let's call this a survival check as you attempt to forage for food.
Ha! 22. Sorry.
22. With 22, you're able to track certain things. You're able to gather up certain things. You're able to lay out a net that will, with a sort of makeshift, one of like the fishing traps that are baskets that fish swim in. They can't swim out. I forget what they're called. I'm sure there's a name for it. I'm sure that Avery will correct me during the break. But this will gather up some fish for you here. As well, you're able to find the tracks of certain small game. Mole, where does this leave you?
Well, first the mole has to do some fishing.
Indeed.
So, would you like me to make a proficiency check with fisherman's tools as the mole pulls out a little collapsible fishing pole.
I would absolutely love this, yes.
Well, +6 for 18.
18. You absolutely do this. And I'll detail some things that we've left ambiguous as well. When we left you last, before Bretagard, before call time, you had found some things left behind. As you fish in your bag to get this fishing pole, there is a small book. Paging through it, there are discarded scales, sort of glued or taped or adhered to the pages. And it just has markings made here. Maybe detailing the type of fish, how big it was, things like that. As you begin to fish, you relax. You remember. The last time you did this, you weren't alone. The silence is nice. It's calm. He was always quiet, too. And in this silence, it's like he's right there with you. Then you feel a tug. And then it becomes exhilarating. You never really got to do this part. You never really got to experience the fight, this combat, this sort of pull and push. And you reel in your fish. It's good. It's a good size, at least from what you can tell. It's maybe about half your size. This would feed you for a good long while. And though you are larger now, due to your imbibement of the Cosmos Elixir or the Cosmos Sap, it's a person like Cal would maybe call this an hors d'oeuvre. But it's your first fish alone. Well, it is silverish. Its eyes are wild as it looks out into the air. What do you do?
I think the mole will very gently remove the hook from its mouth. And he will reach down towards its tail where the small scales are and just pick a little one. And he will look in its eyes and he will say, I was like you, not that long ago. For your sake, I hope you remain as you are, my wild friend. And he'll give it a little smooch on the top of its head, and then he'll put it back in the water and let it go.
You do this. And this trout swims off. Not really understanding, not really knowing.
You scale into the book and press it, and he has a little ink pot that he will sit down beside him and dip one of his little claws in. And he will call this a Gideon fish. And he will make one tally.
You do this.
Then after that, the only thing that the mole really wanted to do, so the mole is going to dig himself a little burrow under the fire so the warmth comes down from the top, so it's like having a heated roof. And that is where the mole will sleep.
You do this As you all gather around the fire, I simply must ask, does anyone correct the fact that there are no tents? Lovely.
I was gonna sleep outside anyway. I don't think we have one big enough for me, so.
Fair enough.
Would anyone like some good berries?
Sure.
Sure.
This leaves the food as well that you've gathered, Nadidah. You have a choice of food now, essentially. You have your rations that you would have gotten from the Tuskeri. You have your the good berry, of course, from the mole. And then you have the food that is freshly caught and will be cleaned and such. Nadidah, given your experience, I'll say that your father likely would have taught you, if the food is not going to be consumed now, 1, it's cold enough to keep for the most part. 2, if you wish to dry it out and sort of make rabbit jerky or something like that, that is easily done.
Whatever isn't eaten yet, she's gonna make sure that it's handled properly to continue on for them. So that's kind of her focus while everything else is going on, is either making sure that they're taken care of. In the back of her mind is taking care of Amelia somehow with everybody noticing. And then making sure that it's, ready to go and dry and do everything that Dad taught her.
Understood. Then, as the day comes to a close, you all gather, you eat, you talk. You sit. Before we close our day, I'll give you all a final opportunity if you wish. There's anything to discuss or anything to, whether it be in the group or later in the night. Time can be nebulous here.
I wanted to do 2 things before the long rest is over. I wanted to thumb through my grimoire, because I had a chance to do that. My mysterious grimoire that appeared while I was sleeping. And talk to Nadidah in private.
Understood. What would you like to do first?
She'll while everyone's settling down, she'll start looking through her book.
You thumb through?
She'll see different formulae and arcane symbols that would be mysterious red ink if she didn't know it was most assuredly blood. And she finds a ritual to summon an animal, a helper, a familiar.
Indeed.
And she thinks back, she has a flash of memory to when she was getting ready for the wedding, and how Florian sent her a messenger back. And I would like to cast Find Familiar.
You can cast this. How long does this take? As a ritual?
Find out. 1 hour.
1 hour? You take the time. At the end of this ritual, from this book, there are whispers. There are sort of, as you incant, the book seems to join in. It's wisdom of ages and bloodlines long forgotten. And it's not overtly magical what happens next, Amelia. Shadows wreath out. Yes, there is the arcane that is clear. But from the darkness of the falling night, a bat silently, perhaps from nowhere, lands not on your shoulder, but clings to your arm, your bicep, and sort of makes its way down, crawling across your elbow, your forearm, onto your hand. Looks up at you. tilts its head.
Right there.
What does this bat look like, Amelia?
I imagine it's the tiny vampire bat. It looks a little feral, but it's adorable. It has kind of gray fur, and gray wings that look translucent when looked through the by the fire. Beady black eyes and that stubbed nose that Amelia just she pets to stop right above his nose and just thinks back to times before everything was crazy.
Do this. Vampire bats are very interesting. They sort of wrinkles its nose. Already sort of folds and wrinkles there as you pet it. And it doesn't bite, but it sort of just lets you feel its jaws for a second as it sort of clamps and then releases.
She kind of thinks for a moment and says, "We'll come up with a name for you. You gotta show me your personality first."
And it takes a moment to just be admired. And it leaps
Yep.
to your
Just like
shoulder. And you said you wanted to speak with Nadidah.
Yes. If anyone else wants to do anything first, by all means. Otherwise, yeah, that was my other thing.
Do we
Does
see
the
this
mole
bat?
notice another animal in his camp?
Right.
We will get to that. Nadidah, do you have another question?
I was wondering if we were going to see the bat.
Likely all of you will see the bat. Mole, give me a perception check.
I have advantage on those now. That is a 16 plus 9, 25.
Yes, you would smell, perhaps hear the little noises that this creature makes from your burrow as you're sort of getting it proper, getting it right. It doesn't smell, doesn't give off the, it gives off the prey, or rather the predator scent, but it doesn't, you know that it is not your predator. It's not something that would commonly go after you. You poke your head out. You see it. It's there.
What is that? Is that a mouse? It looks
a
like a
bat.
mouse.
It's a bat.
What is bat?
Well, they're messenger animals where I'm from.
Like a pigeon.
It
Like a
climbs down off of your shoulder, down to your wrist, and then leaps down to kind of get onto the ground with the mole. It's in the snow. This is not its environment. And it sort of just shakes, and its ears sort of twitch and move. Mole, it looks at you. You think its brow might furrow. You're not sure with the fur.
Do I have to be nice to this creature?
I'd hope so.
Then the mole will look back to this winged mouse and he will just say, "If you were anyone else's friend, I would smack the living shit out of you."
This bat hops forward, and sort of makes itself larger, angles its front limbs upwards, and sort of the ears, rather than twist, they face you, Mole, and almost widen, and it screeches like a challenge.
The mole will just raise his paw and will prep primal savagery, so as his claws begin to extend and sort of glow like a sickly pale green.
Okay, all right. I'll go over and I'll pick up my child.
Amelia, you can see that this bat doesn't back down. It sort of primes. You can see the tenseness in its legs. You've seen vampire bats do this. It's getting ready to leap. It bears the teeth and the fangs.
All right, we're gonna take some getting used to. Got it.
I don't want to hurt it because it is your friend, but it's looking at me very much. How did the Tuskeri say? Out of the side of its eye.
Yeah, this bat's definitely mine.
I thought this bat is just stepping up like, go ahead and hit me, bitch. I'll be back in an hour to try again.
Exactly.
I love it.
Not even a day ago, I was burrowing into the eye socket of a demon. I am not concerned with a flying mouse.
Well, hopefully this bat will be able to help us in reconnaissance and
Does it eat?
it can be fed, but it's magical in nature.
Like the mole?
Well,
Would like everyone present to give me an insight check for this interaction. Please continue.
listen, I'm just now learning how magic really works. I don't think it's like the mole. I think it's more... Well, out of character, a familiar has to be Fey, Fiend, or Celestial.
Correct.
I think either Celestial or Fiend would make sense the most.
I think so too.
Um,
What is the result of everyone's insight rolls before we continue?
7.
7.
14.
14. Anybody else?
oh, me as well.
Did I need to roll? Did you want me to roll?
Yes, please.
14.
16.
Cal, you're having a rough day. Nadidah,
Sure am.
Amelia, and the mole. As we discussed this creature being like the mole, magical like the mole, this is clearly not just a bat. And it seems more intelligent. Kind of puffs up and just looks, kind of angles its head and looks down at you, mole, sort of just cocky. If it was looking at you the side of its eye. Please continue.
If I'm reading the script correctly, the spirit of this bat is fiendish in nature.
Like the demon I burrowed into the eye socket of.
It opens its mouth, not exactly like baring its fangs, but as if yawning.
Why? Oh God.
Listen, I miss home a little. I miss the bats at least. I wanted a bat.
Wait, is there a possibility that... No, I would remember.
Hmm.
And the mole sits down and begins to look very contemplative.
Like, there is no way that, like, Gideon summoned me and I am a familiar, right?
And I'll refer back to the grimoire. I think you would have disappeared when he did.
Yeah, but there's no way it's like just a more powerful version of that spell. Or am I spiraling? Is this what spiraling feels like?
I think you're spiraling.
You've
See,
been...
that brings up questions.
Doesn't it?
But
The familiar doesn't need food, if I'm remembering correctly.
No.
And Mole, you need food.
I like to eat.
yeah, but
Right.
could you always talk?
No, it took me time to learn. Many years. Actually, I wasn't sure I could actually do it until I planeswalk for the first time.
So wait a minute, if I catch a ferret
What is
and I
ferret?
talk to it enough, will it learn to talk? Or
I did.
does it...
I listened to Gideon. He put me on windowsill and say, "Go inside. Use your little claws to open the window." And I understand him. And so I go into the house of the bad banker man, and I open up the window, and the irregulars come in, and we take all of his shit.
Wait, so
And we-
Gideon used you to rob people?
Yes. But never for himself. When we run away from the city guard, we throw all of the things we steal to the people who are starving in the streets or without parents to take care of them, or we make sure that they at least have something to treat for bread and maybe a roof to stay under.
Nadidah, this is very clearly and obviously a very different story of Gideon Jura that you've heard. This is still for the side of good, still for the side of what is righteous, but how mischievous. How mischievous the paladin, the shining golden light. Curious.
And that's not even the craziest one. There was a time where we use some bits of straw, and we use some paint from the market, and we make them all look like a rat. And I go in and I scare the horses, because horses are very afraid of rats. And then the horses kick open the stall, and the horses run everywhere at the festival of Eroas, and then we go to the candied nut vendor while he is being chased by a horse, and we take all of the candy nuts and we hand them out to the other children.
That's very elaborate.
My boy was the smartest of all boys. He was like how you say a pet to me.
This is all very... This is very...
Very resourceful.
It is resourceful, but I'm still trying to figure out how many
The
animals
only-
can actually talk.
More than you would suspect.
So they're just quietly sitting in their little cages judging us because we don't know they can talk?
More than likely if they've listened to you talk enough.
That is horrifying. No wonder I never kept a pet. This is...
Wait. No, that is not how it works. Animals are the ones that do the keeping of the people as pets. I can see it's very easy to get your wires crossed.
It's an interesting perspective.
What? You are the ones who come to us bringing us food and making us enclosures and catering to our needs. Not the other way around. It's all benefit for us and little benefit for you other than having us around because we are great. I think that makes you the pet.
You know, I haven't had a pet in a long time, but I've
You seem
never
like a
heard
cat
of-
guy.
You know, and I do like cats, but I've never had a cat that picked up my poop.
But you surely picked up its poop, huh?
I'm going to be sure to tell everybody this when I return home.
as this worldview is rocked by the mole. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do this evening? Is there anything... I know, Amelia, you'd like to speak with Nadidah, but for the mole, Cal, Nadidah, is there anything you'd like to accomplish?
One thing I wanted to do at some point, this could be either tonight before bed or an early morning thing, kind of taking some time to kind of meditate and see if I can tap into, I guess, any ley lines or anything like that with this world, and kind of build a stronger connection there.
Understood. We'll get to that very shortly. I would like to gather the set of events first, real quick. I think that might be a little bit more, cohesive for me.
Sure.
Nadidah, is there anything you'd like to do?
I'm gonna bring up a watch. I'll take first watch, and while I'm doing first watch, I'd like to journal.
Understood.
In between other things, just journal. But then, yeah, I'd like to take first watch to make sure that we're good.
Understood. Mole?
I think the mole would like to just have a little conversation with Cal before he goes to bed. In his little den.
Understood. So,
Certainly.
we'll go into this, Cal, as you're beginning to meditate, the mole will join you.
We haven't really gotten a chance to talk since we were on the boat, and I turned back into a regular mole for a second.
Yes, it has. No, you're right. I thought we did for a moment there, but I was mistaken.
How is
What's
your
on your mind?
heart? I saw the way your eyes became very sad in that village. I saw how upset you were with Egon's reaction to the fates of the people there.
It reminded me very much of when I left home.
I am sorry that happened to your people. If I could find a way to, what do they say, turn back the wheel. I would, but I don't think there is a... I don't know, we can step between whole worlds. Perhaps there is a way to turn back the wheel.
Perhaps, but I don't know if this wheel is going at the same speed as that wheel. Is it going slower? Is it going faster? Is it even going in the same direction?
If we turned back the wheel, then perhaps the cow that is my friend would have never existed. I see your meaning.
Not quite what I meant, but... No. But... I hope I'm not too late.
And if you are, we keep looking for a way to make it so you are not. Yes? There must be ways. If worlds are just a step away, why cannot also be time? When my boy disappeared, he was little. But when Nadidah says that Nadidah sees my boy, he is grown and a warrior. But when I leave my home, it had only been maybe 4 cycles of the sun and moon since the boy did not come home to the basement. And if Nadidah says she sees my boy years ago and he is a warrior and a man grown, but we both come to this place not long after we talk about both of these things, how does the boy grow into a man so quick?
And that is part of what worries me. If so much time had passed for him and so little for you. And we take a short journey, and I go home, and who knows how many cycles it would have been.
Or how early you might be.
Early.
Yes. What happens if Cal goes home and it is 100 years before Cal's wife is even born?
That
How long does a cow live?
I suppose the more fortunate get to live to an old age of around 500.
So you will have time to then wait for your mate to grow, and that sounds bad. I don't like the way that made the mole feel.
Well, going to an earlier point in time, different things would happen because I would have already been grown, but much earlier.
But then what happens when there are 2 cows because the cow that becomes the cow is still not yet left the village that is destroyed?
And I'm fully out of character. I'm fully willing to extrapolate it on this as long as Cat will like, but we could also fade from there if we would like to progress.
Think that might be beneficial. As again, a worldview is shaken. Cal, it's very interesting. You were in the middle of meditating. But that feeling, that pull hasn't stopped. Even now, we're having this conversation while your timeline is being shaken. You feel something press against you. And even in the presence, Mole, you feel it too. Do you let it in? And this is a question for both of you.
I do.
You let this feeling full, and the conversation fades. Both of you let your words drift to nothing as nature takes you. The scent of pine trees and elm trees, the sound of snow falling, each individual flake becomes an avalanche. It's not aggressive, just washes away everything else. You can smell the rivers and the lakes miles away. The fish you caught today, Mole, you can feel it swimming. Perhaps on some measure it recognizes that it is lucky to be alive. Feel the currents. feel the crouch of a wolf ready to pounce. The birds hiding in trees, keeping their young warm, the eggs that have not hatched. This envelops you. It is powerful, calm, ready to trample anything that comes its way. Please mark down that you have 1 green mana charge somewhere on your sheet. And as you do this, you feel full. You feel powerful. You feel ready. And as you both look at one another, you can both recognize in each other that this has occurred for both of you. The scene is yours.
You felt that as well.
I did. I do still feel it.
Me too.
Are you at home in these places?
And I'll scoop up some snow in places like this.
Like this.
And the mole will just kind of gesture to the open sky in the valley and the lake.
I am. There's a lot more of this here, the snow, where I come from. And I live at a higher elevation, I suppose you could say, more mountains. So it's much colder. There's snow most of the year.
I had never
But
seen
we-
snow until we came to this place. Just on top of mountains where the mole did not go.
In some places it gets as tall as me.
Holy shit. That's big. You are big. How does the snow get that big?
And I'll kind of scoop some up in my hand. And it's still snowing now, correct?
Correct.
So as I'm holding it up, I'm letting just the new snow fall on top, and just kind of using that as an illustrative thing here. Well, as the snow falls, it builds more and more. The more snow that falls, it all stacks on top of itself. Now
Like
here,
a dirt pile.
yes, a lot like a dirt pile. Much softer, though. You can't usually drink a dirt pile.
You can drink snow?
And I'm gonna kind of, like, the mound of snow that's in my hand, I'm gonna cut my other hand over it, and using Druidcraft here to kind of sort of make just a little flare of warmth in my hand, and then the water will run out underneath.
Holy shit, what kind of magician are you?
So when the snow gets too hot, it turns into water. Just don't.
But
eat
water
the
is a
yellow stuff.
liquid, and snow is not.
Yes. Now, I'll pick up a little bit more. You can eat it. Now, don't eat the yellow ones.
As we fade from teaching the mole about both physics and some
Life lessons?
life
Thermodynamics.
lessons. Yes, thermodynamics. Nadidah, it is your time as everyone settles in to begin their sleep. You can interrupt this by letting them know that it's your first watch.
You guys should probably try to get some sleep. I'll take first watch. Make sure we're not come upon by anybody or anything.
Well, I will take the second watch, and I'll address the others real quick. I would like to apologize in advance. I don't think we've slept in the same area before. I am told that I snore.
That's quite all right.
And as you all settle down and to rest, Amelia, you wanted to speak with Nadidah. As the mole goes into his burrow and Cal sort of rolls into a sleep. Now's the opportunity.
Yes, Amelia wasn't able to sleep, eluded her for the first 30 minutes. And so she will, again, oddly quietly, walk over to Nadidah and kind of sit down next to her. And I assume Nadidah is journaling.
Mm-hmm.
She'll kind of look at the journal but not read the words, and look up at Nadidah and say, I've heard journaling helps quiet the mind.
I used to write about the things that I did, exploring different places, home and things, so I figured this would make an interesting tale if I ever go back home.
Oh. So you like to, I suppose, record all your adventures?
I do. It gives... It helps me not forget the things that have happened and the stories that I hear.
Are stories important where you're from?
I think most of the things that people do are important if they really care about them. But I spent a lot of time with the elders hearing about the way that home used to be and the people that were the heroes of our world. It was important. Sometimes that stuff gets lost. I don't think it should be.
Well, where in Innistrad, there are old wives' tales about monsters. But amongst vampires, it's mostly gossip, with a couple of legends sprinkled in there.
Everybody has tales of monsters.
Yeah. It's a little different when you're the topic of conversation.
That's just because most people don't understand vampires. They haven't been around them.
Right. Have you been around vampires then?
Yes. There's a small area, that port village that my father used to take me to. One of my very good friends was a vampire. So I'm
Wow.
not... Why do you seem surprised?
Because most vampires only associate with others like them or the mortals that serve them.
Well, my best friend was also a goblin, so
You seem to have had an eclectic group of peers around you.
I stumbled upon Iz. He had been hurt and was dying. Not
And you
soon
saved him.
after I myself almost died. So I saved him and we became friends. And
Tell me
my
about
father
that.
let him travel with us.
Tell me about that. Saving people. Just kind of lean in.
Like what I did with Tyvar.
Yeah.
It just happens. My home is very much a home where you don't spend a lot of time on the ground. And one time I was trying to get into somewhere that wasn't supposed to, but I had to figure out where the blue light was coming from, and I fell. And while I was trying to get out, I think the women, the elders of my village, the ones that helped create it, came to me and spoke with me and taught me things. And when I was finally able to get out and be found, it took me a while, of course, to heal, but I learned it on accident. One of the kids had fallen and gotten hurt, and I didn't even realize that I touched them, and they ran off because they were fine. But after that, I realized that I was feeling incredibly sick, and unfortunately, that's what happens. Is I seem to take on the wound, and I become sick, as you saw, to release it.
Strange. It's almost like how I drink blood for nourishment and it would leave people feeling anemic. But you take on people's pain and it leaves them feeling healthy.
Unfortunately,
That's a very strange but fascinating gift. Which I think is the perfect way to describe you. Strange and fascinating and gifted.
well, I learned a lot. Almost dying.
That'll do it.
From those that came before me. But unfortunately, most of the people in my village didn't see it as a gift. They saw it as a curse, and I was even stranger than I was before after that, so.
Have you always felt different from everyone around you?
I don't think it's different. I didn't want to do the typical cook and clean and have children. I wanted to explore. I wanted to know why things were the way they were. I wanted to experience the things that my father did. I wanted to travel. I wanted to see what was outside of the small village that we were in because there was so much. But of course that was frowned upon because I was a girl.
Oh, behind. I mean, Where I'm from, as I said, the matriarch of my family, she has the final say in a lot.
It was my mother. The woman that I thought was my mother? I'm not sure what to call her now. Mostly
from
her.
Different bloodline than your mother, the one who raised you.
To be honest, I don't know, Amelia. Before I planeswalked, she was screaming that my father should have killed me just like my demon mother. So I'm not sure.
She'll take on a disgusted expression, look you up and down, and say, That's vile. Why would she say that?
I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't have... Much like you were taken away before you could ask questions, so was I.
Sounds like our matriarchs don't respect us. And that's not acceptable.
Well, my father did do one good thing and got me out of the marriage she tried to force me into, so...
I had a feeling you knew a little too well what I was talking about.
I do. I very much do.
Well, tell you what, 2 things. One, the next time we find a town or civilization, we should drink to not getting married against our will.
Maybe we should make that decision until you meet Sorin, because...
It wouldn't be against my will. In that case.
I'm saying...
But the second
meet him
thing...
and he could be fabulous.
Yeah, sure. The mirthless Sorin.
But you've never met him, so you don't know if they're just rumors. As you said yourself, people whisper of monsters.
You... I mean this in the best way. Your wisdom continues to astound me.
I don't believe that judging someone simply because of what others perceive them to be is the correct thing to do. If that was the case, then I would have run when I found out what you were. I would have run the night I saw you feed. Simply because someone somewhere told me that vampires were evil.
And in this moment, Nadidah, you remember what you know, what your friend told you. This talk of matriarchs and what women can do to choose and the leaders of your respective cultures. Nadidah, you know that your vampiric friend has a matriarch as well. Her name is Drana. And she is the absolute authority on vampires in Zendikar. She's the last of the Blood Chiefs. And in Uldraz, she is law. Her word is unquestionable. Remember everything that you were taught, everything she told you. Jonah is fair and just, powerful. And as you reflect on these memories, Amelia, you focus a bit more on the concept of feeding. Being this close to Nadidah is perhaps difficult. And everything she doesn't know. Her mother called her a demon like her mother. Oh, how wrong he was. Her mother had no idea. No idea, just the opposite. And then you reflect on the blood. Right there. It's difficult to focus on anything else in this moment.
I think Amelia will take on this really soft expression and lock eyes with Nadidah and say, I want to help you, and I think I can. But I need to taste your blood.
Are you hungry?
Starving.
I told you I'd help you.
And I'll kind of extend my hand and look down at Nadidah's wrist.
Easily put her wrist into her hand.
And I will feed from her wrist. Gently.
To do this, Nadidah, there is the initial pain of the puncture, but it's not painful. It's almost pleasant. Amelia takes. Amelia feeds. You're not sure what she takes, but it makes you lighter. Just a bit. You feel unburdened. Something, a small piece is taken. You don't care. You might even be happy it's gone. But you don't know. Not yet. Amelia, you take. It is like honey mixed with pomegranate, the sweetest of berries. You drink. It feels like life, and not just life, but the power to give it, power to take it. You take. Revitalizes you more than you've ever had. You feel powerful. You can feel the world around you, hear everything, smell everything. You close your eyes and your vision is not gone. The stars above you twinkle, create a symphony of light. Light that you could seize, light that you could steal. All yours, all for the taking. You drink, and you hear his voice. One step closer. You're doing well. Take everything. She'd let you. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no, I'm not good at those.
I'm gonna die.
This wasn't part of the plan, I promise.
It's okay.
Okay, that's not terrible. That's a 15.
It's tempting, Amelia. A taste of angelic blood, a taste of celestial blood. You feel powerful. If you took it all, you could be a god. You could rival Olivia herself. You could take Edgar down. You would have no fear of Sorin. All you need to do is drink. Something stops you. It wouldn't be her choice. Just like Olivia took your choice away, you'd be doing the same thing. Could you be Olivia? Remove your lips. And the wound closes as your saliva lingers. And you may raise your vampiric level to 2, as you have tasted angelic blood. Nadidah, Amelia looks radiant. Perhaps she was really hungry.
You're an angel.
You just had blood. That doesn't make me an angel. I told you I'd help.
No, you are. Florian was right. It's amazing. Celestial blood.
What?
Your blood. You have the blood of angels. Promise.
What does that even mean? Do I have any idea what that means?
You know of angels. You know you've not witnessed them, but you have the stories. They were blinded by the Eldrazi. They, not physically, they failed. And as such, they blind themselves with their halos. Their halos don't sit atop their heads, they wrap around their eyes in penance. They only shattered recently, whenever they got a chance to redeem themselves. Angels are righteous, just, heroes. They failed. And then they didn't.
I'd like to help you discover more.
I don't understand. How can you tell from my blood that how?
Because mortal blood is nourishing. Vampire blood is, well, I've never tasted it, but it's supposed to be exquisite. Angel blood is quite literally divine.
How do we find out? How do we... She wasn't really my mother, then... My real mother? Which wouldn't... Or my father, but wouldn't he have told me? I'm so confused.
Whatever answers lie in wait, we'll find them.
Did you feel better?
I feel wonderful.
Okay.
Why don't you lie down? I'll finish your watch.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Thank you, Amelia.
Thank you.
And as Nadidah, as you lie down to rest, Amelia, you take second watch. Cal will rise, or, well, Cal was supposed to be woken up for second watch, so Cal will oversleep.
Yeah.
But this is where we'll
And
take our
snore
break.
I do.
As Cal snores, this is where we'll take our break. I'll see you all very shortly.
Brother, long have you been my warden? Did you think you could stop all of my plans? I know you can feel yourself fading, growing weaker as my contingency unfolds. Brother, don't you see? In the end, we are nothing alike. I know you have assembled your own consortium against me. So, brother, when you fall, just as the shattered gate watched before you, this eternal vanguard and the entire multiverse will contest with my ignited.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of The Ignited. We hope you enjoyed our intermission and our schedule and all of our fun little trailers that we have laid out for you. But we'll jump right back into it. As our heroes rest, I am perhaps sad isn't quite the word, but it is interesting to say that they do not sleep soundly. Instead, our heroes are in their various states of sleep, at their various times when they take watch and such, when they're unconscious, they feel something. Something tug and pull. And for the mole, during that first watch, a voice comes to you.
Hero. Find me.
Show me the way signs, and I will find you.
Chosen for bravery. Chosen for courage. Chosen for the light. Save me.
And there is a flash. Mole. You see rippling water. A sky with no stars. Beneath the water, the line, you think you see treasures, discarded things, forgotten things, daggers and rings, lost things.
Find me.
And then he fades.
If by my life or my dying I can find you, I will find you.
And Cal, it is during that second watch that you dream. And a voice comes to you.
Protector. Champion. Leader. Find me.
Where do I find you?
You see a pool, water, piles of discarded things reaching its surface, a sky with emptiness, no stars, just void.
You
Find you here.
chosen. Chosen for your hammer. For your will. For your desire to protect. Save me.
How do I find this place?
Return.
And he fades. Indeed, it is during the third watch, while you sleep, that a voice comes to you.
Find me.
Who are you? Find you where?
And you see a pool. Still. No ripples. The water flat like ground. Impossibly still. Glittering treasures beneath its surface. Forgotten things, lost things. Cast aside things. Magic. A sky with no stars. Only emptiness. There's a structure in the distance. twin structures. Too far to see what they are.
Hero. Chosen for your kindness, your aid, chosen for your power to heal. Save me.
You're the same person that told me to find you before, to heal you, to protect everything.
Find me.
It fades. And Amelia, it is during the fourth watch. You dream. And a voice comes to you.
Find me.
Why?
Unlikely creature. Unwilling hero unknown. Chosen for your vision. Your will. Your conscience.
And Amelia, you see a pool. It is still. Impossibly still. Treasures beneath its surface, extending outward, above, breaking the surface. Piles. Fun, forgotten things, lost things, discarded things, pursued things, sought after things. Two structures. Two great horns emerge in the distance.
Save me.
We'll see.
Find me.
And it fades. And the morning comes. Whoever is on fourth watch may wake everyone.
I think Kyle would have, since he was supposed to take the second watch, probably would have gotten woken up for the third one.
Which leaves, I believe, the mole with the fourth.
This does seem to be mathematically the solution. Yes.
So the mole, you wake everyone. Your journey must continue. Is there any discussion this morning?
Is it sunny out?
As of right now? No.
Yes.
The snow
Oh,
has
thank God.
gotten worse.
I have to find a pool of water with lost things at the bottom.
Someone tell you to find them too?
Yes.
You as
And
well.
they showed me a place where there was rippling across the water, and then beneath the water surface were
Many
many
discarded
things that can be lost things.
Guy with no stars?
That is water, isn't it? A sky with no stars.
Not necessarily, but I can see that connection.
I mean, it is the sky for a fish.
Oh, wow. Yeah?
Oh.
Twin spires. You saw the two.
Twin
Horns.
structures?
Yes.
We are all seeing a part of the image, it sounds like.
Yes.
If we combine all of the images perhaps we find the place.
But why?
It
What?
sounds afraid.
Perhaps.
And not like a hare when caught in a snare. Kind of afraid.
This isn't the first time I've heard him, though. I heard him before telling me to find him and heal him, and we're supposed to protect everything.
But we can't protect everything. We can't be everywhere all at once. Unless you're holding out some great magical secret on them all.
She kind of looks at Amelia.
Mole, give me an insight check. Nadidah, Amelia, if you'd like to make a deception check,
I'm good at that.
by all means.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
That's not great.
At 9.
14.
21.
Yeah, no. Mole, something happened. Something happened between the two of them. There's an unspoken sort of you caught that.
You are acting like the boy act when he kisses his friend. What happened?
I kissed my friend.
Yeah. Yep.
You lie to them all. But the mole does not require an answer right now. Keep your secret, rabbits.
It was just a little.
Keep your secrets to your little hoppity hearts. The lake with the lost things and the fires and the not kissing friends. How do we find?
Oh. Yes, she's actually sitting there going, oh.
Planeswalking probably is part of the answer.
As a note for Cal and the Mole, that feeling of fullness, that feeling of power, that grasp from the mana charge is gone. Please erase that from your sheet.
Well, I suppose if planeswalking is part of the answer, we have to know where we're going.
Well, do any of you recognize any of the images?
Mm-mm.
No, I don't recognize any of them.
Would augury help?
What you got for augury? Please detail augury.
By casting gem inlaid sticks, rolling dragon bones, laying out ornate cards, or employing some other divining tool, you receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. The GM chooses the following possible omens: well for good results, woe for bad results, well and woe for both good and bad results. Nothing for results that aren't especially good or bad. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. Ow.
Yes, augury would indeed help. I believe the material components, though, are something you would need on hand, if I'm not mistaken. What are the material components?
I need specially marked sticks, bones, or similar tokens. Similar. Words are hard.
Do we have any magic rocks?
At least 25 gold pieces. You would need these because it has a monetary value. You would need these specifically. Your focus would not be helpful here. So you'll need to chase those down.
Got it.
Yeah.
Do you have to know the name of something to locate it?
Depending on what you're asking. What do you mean? Using locate object?
Locate object. Would I have to know the name of the pool that I looked into, or the towers that she saw?
Not necessarily. This would just be, I believe, something that is, I'm sorry, yes, actually I lied. It would be a specific item known to you.
Damn it.
As long as it's seen up close, at least 30 feet at least once.
Okay. Well.
I will, posit you two things here. There was one interesting thing that, someone mentioned. It had something to do with planeswalking. You can pursue that thread. Both of you, Cal the Mole, you've now experienced tapping into a ley line. Cal, your explicit purpose for meditating was to do this again. You know that
Right.
grabbed up a mana charge. You're not sure what that does or what that might mean for the future. That is an option you can pursue. Or another option that I am inclined to offer you. Perhaps as devil's bargains, perhaps it's not. The gods are very prevalent here on Kaldheim. Perhaps you could pray about it.
Well, Amelia kind of puts her hands on her hips. I'm stumped. Are we changing our course of action entirely and not going to see Sorin?
Quick question for the DM here. As far as the the tapping into ley lines thing. Now, we kind of got a little bit more than what we had previously on that. Is there anything that I may think as far as like something else that I could get from trying to do that again? Like maybe some more information.
Oh yes, there's so what you guys felt is you grabbed something up. You did nothing with it though. There was power in you for a moment, and then you rested, it faded, it's gone. But it doesn't stop you from doing it again. Ley lines, especially as far as Nadidah and Cal, you would know, are everywhere. They scatter the surface of the world. And you are at a particularly powerful point. It doesn't stop you from doing it again.
I'd like to try again then.
Would you like to share this with your companions so they might try as well?
Yeah, sure. Well, excuse me. I don't know if I don't know much about your worlds, unfortunately, but are you familiar with ley lines?
I am.
No, I don't know a lot about magic, if that's what that is.
It is. Think of it as magic flowing through the ground. Almost like veins carrying it throughout the world. And I'll kind of sort of try to brush some of the snow away here and place my hand on the ground. Well, last night, the mole and I, tapped into one of these, and we felt something there, felt very connected with everything around us. And maybe that can help.
I've heard magic does incredible things, so I don't see why we shouldn't try.
From party tricks to miracles, I've seen lots of things, but I'm not sure what else we can do, so maybe it's worth a shot. I've never been very good at magic or party tricks, but worth a shot.
So Cal, you show them how you did this, you show them how you meditated. Is everyone taking part?
Yep.
Understood.
Yes.
Cal, the mole, it's very similar. You feel that same sensation, the pull of nature. For Nadidah, there's something interesting that happens. You feel the pull of nature, but also the tranquility, the peace, the sort of organization of things, of the cosmos. Everything has a place, everything has a purpose. These are concepts that are not quite aligned with who you are. Yours is a passion of knowledge, inquisitive nature. You find order and the hierarchy of nature different. After a while, you're able to grasp it. It feels different, but good. Like you could do something with this. For Amelia, this is very difficult for you. This place is not what you are. But you search, you pause, you almost have to seize. It comes naturally to Cal and the mole. You grip onto the more animalistic aspects of nature. The food chain, the brutal aspects. The more animalistic, the more bestial side of things. And you seize it, that power, that chaos. That's something you can recognize. Everyone pleased to note that you have 1 green mana charge. And as this power fills you, you feel strong, you feel full. You have this. It's a matter of what you would like to try to do with it.
The mole has a question for you all. If we just planeswalk with the intent to go to this place in our hearts, what do we lose? Tyvar's trust? We told him we would ask Sorin to leave this holy place of his ancestors. 2, we lose perhaps the chance to see if this, how did you say, Sorin, what you said, I heard, I was kind of resting under the earth. You say he has no mirth. I don't know what that means, but we lose the chance to speak to the man with no mirth and figure out if he is the enemy of our friend Amelia. And also, maybe Sorin Markov knows where this place is, and we can ask him.
Yes, he's been around. He might know.
But
But if he doesn't, then we wasted all of that journey, but we honored our promise to Diver. Now, if we just planeswalk from here with intent in our hearts, we don't waste time on a journey to the bowels of this earth. But we might not end up being where we need to go either.
But what if we could planeswalk to this pool if we all are thinking of the same thing and the good intentions of our heart? And if it's not the right place, or even if we end up someplace weird, can't we planeswalk back to at least here because we've been here?
I don't know.
Who knows how much time would have passed, though.
The mole will say wholeheartedly it is hard for the mole to consider breaking a promise to Diver. The mole takes his oaths very seriously. But if this dream we are having is, how do you say, Nadidah, bigger than us, then perhaps we go do this and we ask Tyvar for forgiveness later.
It tells me Tyvar isn't the forgiving type for this sort of thing.
Then I would teach him the same lesson I teach Arnie Brokenbrow.
Admittedly, I'm not a creature of oaths, but I am a creature of structure. We have a plan for meeting Sorin. We have a path set before us, and we know more of what we're going into with that than just planeswalking somewhere that we don't even know where we're going. So, I say I say we continue on what we're doing and then go from there. Perhaps we'll come out more knowledgeable, like you said.
Can you planeswalk in the same plane?
I think that's just called teleporting. But I could be wrong. I don't know magic things.
What is teleport?
It's like walking, but very fast.
It's moving from one place to another in the blink of an eye.
I don't fully understand it. It sounds very complicated.
So, okay. Alright, the mole does not understand, but the mole is willing to accept for now.
I don't know. I think kids call it travel fast or something. I don't know.
Maybe...
I was just wondering, because if we could go from here, right here, to where we need to be for Tyvar, by thinking about it, then that would cut travel time down so we could get where we need to be to handle that situation, and then try to go do this other thing.
This is going to seem very silly. The mole is going to stand up from his little sitting position that he's been sitting in having this conversation, because he feels like he grew another 2 inches overnight, and it's weird riding on people's shoulders now. And he's just gonna put his little mole hands out. And I don't know what I'm expecting to happen here.
but I'm just gonna try and spend that green mana charge on the idea of move fast.
On the idea of move fast, expand on that a little bit more for me. Are you trying to teleport? Mechanically speaking, outside of character, are you trying to teleport?
In a cheeky way or like in a real way? Like, which answer do you want first? Because we can edit this out.
We can do both.
Okay, because the cheeky answer in me says I want to spend 1 green mana to tap Concordant Crossroads.
Okay.
To give all creatures haste. That'd be cool. A little bit more of a real answer. Maybe not teleport, but the mole is just trying to move this magical energy in a way where they can connect kind of everyone to the power of this ley line so that we can just get the fuck on. You know what I mean? Like actual speed, maybe not really teleportation, but maybe teleportation if it would work that way. You know, we're throwing spaghetti at a wall in the dark to combine 2 metaphors.
Sure.
Trying to poof like the BAMF.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a d20. Don't add anything to it. You give this mana back to Kaldheim. You focus on the idea of movement, of fast movement, of quickness, of speed. And your sight becomes something entirely new, Mole. You can see these green traces across the world. Through the forest, across the plains. You see the quickest route. You'll cut your time down. You see the dangers, and the paths wind as things come across them, as creatures that could harm you or slow your travel. You see the quickest route.
Okay, the mole is ready. It is time for us to go. I know the exact path to get there.
Oh, that's good.
And it is the short way. Tyver, he would have had us go a long way. Maybe he's not even from here.
Maybe he's directionally challenged.
He is mirthless.
Fully understand what that means.
What is mirth?
Yes.
Happiness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Joy.
you cannot say that about Tyvar. Tyvar seemed very happy with his drink and his cooked meat. Hey, you killed a rabbit. Do your people eat moles too?
No. I've never eaten a mole. Never had a mole.
I have friends who are rabbits.
I'm sorry, I was trying to
I
feed
just kidding.
everybody.
I just kid you. It's okay. I do like rabbits though. Until they burrow into my burrow and then I have an extreme structural problem. Have you ever had your floor give out and you fall into a nest of 40 little baby bunnies? It's horrible.
As you are beginning to make your way out of this camp and as you're having this conversation, does anyone else like to do anything with their mana charge? Is there any experimentation that happens along the way?
I have... Oh, God. I have something incredibly cheeky that's definitely going to be a no. It's really dumb. It's real dumb.
What you got for me?
You try yours.
To put it shortly, can I absorb it into myself? More XP, level up.
Interesting. You focus on this. Instead of giving it back like the mole did, you pull the mana to you. You pull it close. You hold it close. I want you to roll me a d8, please.
7.
You will gain 7 temporary hit points.
Ooh. Wow. Nice.
These will last until your next long rest.
Okay.
Is there anybody else?
As the essential newbie to Magic the Gathering, and what mana does and is, while they're walking and stuff, is there any way for her to try to figure out more from what this man has said to try to glean some kind of actual location somehow using the mana? Because you said there was a lot of lost things and magic and the twin structures and the pool. Is there any way to try to play investigative locator on this?
Let's go ahead and give me a give me an Arcana check, and add, as you expend this mana, you pull this into yourself, much like Amelia did. Go ahead and add a +1 to your roll.
19 plus 1 would be 20.
You don't know the name of this place. Finding this place, though, is different. And using the mana itself from Kaldheim, you know it's not here. It doesn't exist on Kaldheim. But the 20, you know you're not moving away from it. Each step you take, you're getting closer and closer to what some might call destiny. Cal, did you have anything you'd like to do with your mana charge?
Yes. So little different approach, like similar method, but I think different approach in the sense of what I'm thinking with it. Of kind of taking it into myself here, and what I'm essentially thinking is kind of using it to absorb into myself and sort of feed and grow the primordial side of that, to get more in tune with the nature of, I mean, not just this place, but other places that we go as well. Mainly because I think that may help it. I mean, it's helping guide us to where we are now, you know, tapping into the mana and what have you, being in tune with the world. So my thought process is the better I can kind of get in tune with that, the better I can, you know, find us our way home.
When you do this, you focus on getting stronger. And this is the perfect, whether you know it or not, this is the perfect color for them. Becoming powerful, becoming stronger.
I just knew that I had green aligned mana, so I figured, hey, we got a green mana charge, maybe that'll help. So that's a neat little benefit.
Focus on becoming powerful, on strengthening yourself, and all of you traveling with Cal see the fur becomes parted as protrusions move. These rocks form across Cal's skin. For this moment, you feel protected. How powerful. As if nothing could harm you. Mechanically speaking, as a reaction, you've added +1 to your AC, and then it fades, and the fur returns. As you all travel, as you all experiment, whether you know it or not, you learn. You've tugged threads here. You're on the right path. You're learning to be planeswalkers. You're learning what that might mean for yourselves and for the multiverse. And with that, this is where we'll end this episode of The Ignited. Thank you all for joining, and thank you all for watching. We'll catch you guys next time, same place, same heroes. We'll see you then.